Back in 2008, Taleworlds released a game that would not only change the medieval sandbox genre, but the entire indie gaming industry as a whole. On September the 16th, 2008, came Mount and Blade. The first in what was to be one of the most genre-defining game franchises of the medieval world. But how does it hold up today? So sit back, relax, and enjoy tonight's video. Mount and Blade, 9 years on. So throughout this video I'm going to be putting in some live commentary parts to it, and this can either go one of two ways. Either it's going to go very smoothly and you're going to see a nice transition between my post commentary sections and of course the live commentary sections, or it's going to look extremely weird. But I'm going to try it anyway, so remember to leave your feedback in the comments to see if you like this style of video, but I guess we're going to get straight into it. Graphics have never been a strong point of the Mount and Blade franchise. Being, at this time, such a small indie developer, it's expensive to get the best graphical fidelity in the industry. The original Mount and Blade tends to show its age somewhat on this corner. Textures on weapons are less detailed, colours tend to merge into each other, smaller details on clothes and armour can be hard to distinguish at times, and water looks interesting. Yet there's something about it that I love. I think that has something to do with Warband. The fact that Warband was a mass graphical overhaul of the original game, many of the textures are similar, if not the same. Of course it had been improved drastically over the time, but because it's so similar and I played Warband for so many hours, it gives a nostalgic feel to Mount and Blade. So how else is it different to Warband? Well, of course, Warband was the big overhaul, adding in multiplayer, new factions and new type mechanics into the game. But the base game is pretty much the same. Troops do have different textures. For example, the Vaegir troops seem to have more of a furrier coat on now. And I think there are a lot of different textures throughout the Mount and Blade game that have actually been changed at Warband. In my personal opinion, it was changed for the best. Some of the textures do look like they don't really belong in the world of Calradia. Of course, Mount and Blade was more of an experimental thing. It was made as to see if it would be popular in the gaming industry. Of course, Warband, people knew, the developers knew that this was a game that a lot of people would buy because of the success of the original Mount and Blade. So when Mount and Blade first came out, they didn't know how this would do. Looking into the world map is different somewhat. This is due mostly to the fact that there isn't a new faction in there yet. The Saronids were only added in Mount and Blade Warband. Because of this, the map in the original is very, very different. We have more of the Kurgit Khanate down at the bottom, with the Swadians in the middle, and some of the colours were a bit different as well. Okay, so I've literally just got the original Mount and Blade. It has been free over the last 2 days, and I thought I might as well pick it up because I haven't actually done so. So this is going to be my very first impressions. I've just loaded it up, and Jesus, wow, that is a strange option size. Right, oh, wow. Okay, the world is, Calradia is a little bit different. It seems like they had a little bit of a makeover, and it seems like the Nords are a bit on the yellow side, and the Rhodoks are over here, which are blue. Oh, wow. Okay, so the head is actually... Oh, I feel like I'm going to get done by YouTube and demonetized because of bloody decapitation. In terms of animations, I think they have been drastically improved in Warband. The original Mount and Blade's animations were somewhat clunky. If you take a look at this footage, you will realise that I'm very much glad that they decided to change the animation style from this one where it looked very unnatural. Slicing your sword, stabbing your sword, and even going into the blocking looked very unnatural for the player to do, and it didn't really flow as Warband does. Right, oh, okay. So it does seem like... I mean, I have seen some footage of the original Mount and Blade before. Obviously, I haven't gone into too much detail about it in the past. Like I said, I've only just picked this game up, and you're probably watching this video a couple of weeks after I'm actually recording this. So, yeah, it looks like some of the clothes and armor are a little bit different, definitely on there. And what's the... Okay, so it looks like I don't have the whole menu when I'm trying to get people to follow me. Into battle! What is wrong with my... What is going on with my hand? Oh my word, the animation. I love it. I love the anime. You can tell why they improved the animations in Warband, actually. Let my Vega recruit kill that last dude. Good job, lads. Victory. There are also different animations with dismounting and mounting your horses, and it really just improves on the flow, a lot of it, in Warband. But it all came from the original Mount and Blade. The whole base is pretty much the same, and this is what I love about it. In terms of UI, there are a few different tweaks in there. The original Mount and Blade obviously only has the basic and the kind of minimalistic UI with the health bar, etc. and things like that. They also, when you go into battle with the AI, your troops have the name of the troop above them. For example, if they are Swadian Knight, they have Swadian Knight written above them. If they're a Vega Archer, they have Vega Archer written above them. Now, this is good for telling the exact troop that you have, because in Warband you have to go up to them and obviously you have to highlight them, you have to hover over them to see what their name is. But it does come with some drawbacks, and I think the move to just the flags above your friendly's head is probably the best thing, since it doesn't clutter up the screen as the long names do. Because obviously if you've got 100 people in your army, then you've got 100 lines of men with their names above their head just covering each other, and it really clutters up the screen just that tad too much, so I'm very glad that that was changed later on. Right, so let's get my men to do a bit more. Oh wow, the Swadian infantry look very strange, to say the least. Okay, they look very different. Okay, it looks like we've got some cavalry coming towards us. Archers, move, infantry, move. Oh, we're so doomed. We're so doomed. Archers, get back here. Don't want you to die. Okay, we have some cavalry coming towards us. Should be fine. Hopefully they don't kill many of my dudes. If my crossbowmen actually do something. Okay, they don't want to kill. No one wants to kill. Charge. I've lost a footman. Yeah, these animations aren't quite what they are in Warband, to say the least. A lot of the textures do look very similar, though. Obviously, we have the saddle horses are almost identical. I don't know if they're even changed in terms of graphical fidelity in Warband whatsoever. But as you can see, the Vega footman looks very different, and his furs are very much molded together in the textures. Swadian infantry is white instead of red. That's different. That's different. And what is that guy holding? Wow. Oh, I am taking some damage. Please don't get shot. Oh my word. Oh, I'm one hit away from dying. Please, 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 please. Yeah, as you can see with the names above their heads, it does kind of clutter up the screen somewhat. In general though, the core mechanics are the same, and this is what I love about the game. It really gives that nostalgic feel to the Mount and Blade franchise. Even if you've gone and you've played Warband first and that is all you've played, I would definitely recommend going back and picking up the original Mount and Blade if you want that nostalgic feel. Of course, it is very cheap now, as it's a very old game. I mean, it came out in 2008, but that does not mean it is a bad game. In fact, it is quite the opposite. This game is a brilliant game. Not only in itself is a game on its own that you will really want to play and you'll spend loads and loads of hours on, but just playing it gives you that feeling that this is where Mount and Blade started. Every idea you see in the original has only been expanded upon in a positive way as Warband came out. Righty then, into battle we go. Oh, I look pretty badass now. I actually like these old textures. I don't know if I like them better than the ones in Warband, but they don't look too bad. The Winged Great Helmet is definitely the same, but this plate armor looks very, very nice. I can see why this game was so popular in the day, because there was nothing really like this. I mean, what other game could you do an open map, sandbox map over the top, going around recruiting your army and then go in and play with your army and command them? I don't think that had really been such a massive thing back in the day, and Mount and Blade was something that definitely caught the eye of a lot of people. Yes, at the start it was just a few ideas, but as you can see from Bannerlord and Warband, it's inspired thousands, hundreds of thousands of people to get into the game and start playing these medieval type genre games. I have a lot of people chasing me with their strange sword mechanic animations. I mean, it looks a bit weird, but you know, it seems to be doing a decent job. I think when they were making it, they wanted to get some sort of experiment going. I think the original Mount and Blade was a bit of an experiment to see how this would work out with the player base and if people would actually enjoy it before they made the fully fledged Warband after that, hence why they recreated it, but with a lot of improvements. And this meant that there wasn't quite as much detail as there is in Warband. For example, the troop trees are a lot shorter. I don't think there's quite as many in, let's say, the Rhodok Spearman troop trees, or even in the Rhodok Crossbowman troop trees. It's very different in terms of that. And these caravan guards are really annoying me. Haven't changed that at all. It is still just as annoying when they chase you from behind because you can't get anything done. And I have no idea how I killed that dude. That was quite a lucky shot. Don't run in front of me. The AI. The AI has not changed one bit, and that was a good shot. I don't know if there's like aimbot on, but you know, I'm not complaining. Right, that was a very quick battle. I have no idea what actually happened there. So, should you buy it? Yes, I definitely recommend you go and buy this game. I'll leave a link in the description if you want to go and buy it on Steam. It is very cheap at the moment. And it is really a good addition to the Mount and Blade franchise if you haven't played it already. So thank you guys for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, remember to leave a like on it. If you have any other ideas for videos you want to see me do, leave them down in the comments and your feedback on this video. What do you think of the original Warband? Do you have it? And if you don't have it, are you thinking about getting it? Leave your ideas down in the comments and I'll make sure to look at them all. But until then guys, I will see you in the next one.